Hello, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about our primary IDE for programming in C. Um, I also gonna go through a step-by-step how to install the this software IDE on a Windows platform, and I also gonna show you a little bit how does it looks like in a Linux environment, because I like to use a Linux environment, and that's the reason why I installed it there. So if you like to use the Windows platform, no problem. Just install this IDE in the Windows, and also this IDE will support a Mac platform. So yes, if you want to use a Apple Mac systems, just do the same steps. It's gonna be similar. Now I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the reasons why we choose this IDE. Honestly, there's a tons of software or integrated environments that help us for programming. But the main reason I chose this IDE is because it support cross-platform. So, like a Visual Studios I installed before, it I feels like it has the most support on a Windows platform because that's Microsoft made it. But for the Linux environments, I don't think it's gonna be smoothly. So that's why I don't want to use a Visual Studio because I don't want to spend so much time on a debugging a platform errors. Okay, so this is the only one essential software components we are going to install. Um, so this IDE comes with a most of features we needed for programming, like syntax arrow highlighting and a debugger. So if we have any errors during the programming stages, the IDE should prompt out arrows or red lines shows us that hey, this line is an error or it's a typo, for example. For Windows installer, you need to install a Cygwin compiler because this IDE doesn't come with the compiler. Okay, so I mentioned a compiler before in the previous lecture. Compiler it's like a translator. Okay, translate the code we wrote it into a machine code and the languages that machine understand. But the thing is, this IDE doesn't come with the compiler. For most Linux environments, it already comes with a C compilers already. So when you install this softwares, you don't have to choose or download any extra compilers from website. But for the Windows, you have to install the Cygwin compiler that comes on Windows. We are going to doing all of our examples on a Linux, but it's going to be seamless because the same idea can be used on any other platform. But it's very friendly and very fast. It's a typically a idea where you can create objects in this IDE and do a nice thing. Now, if we want to install this IDE, we have to go to the codeblocks.org website to download their binary release. So their website is http colon and slash 3ws dot codeblocks.org. So when you open up a browser and type in this link, you will go to their official websites. Then we click the downloads. Then we need to click on the binaries. So we need to download the binary release of it. Now I'm gonna show you how to install this IDE on a Windows platform. So for the Windows platform, you just have to download the codeblocks-17.12.main-w-setup.exe, because this execution file gonna install the compilers for you. Like I said before, this is a Cygwin compiler. After you finish the installation, this execution file will install the Cygwin compilers with the CodeBlock IDE, so you don't have to download any extra compilers from different websites You just have to open up the program and choose the Cygwin as its primary compiler. Then you can start programming from there. Alright, I'm going to show you how does this software looks like in a Linux environment. So when you open up this software, the user interfaces almost looks like the same. They all comes with the same interface if I remember correctly. For the Linux, you can go to the button and choose the binary file and download and unzip the tar file. Then you will be able to just execute the program from there. But I suggest any installation for the Linux. Uh, you just Google online. It has a tutorial how to teach you how to import the PPA repository from online. Then you can just install it there. It's easier and just a couple commands. If you have any questions on installing in a Linux environment, just email me and I will email you a list step-by-step commands to install this IDE on a Linux environment. Basically, I feel like install in a Linux environment it's much easier than the Windows. And the other reason why I don't want to install in a Windows platform is I feel like install the Cygwin compiler in a Windows platform. It's a tedious and it's a huge library for that just programming languages. Um, I feel like why not use the Linux? Because Ubuntu comes with the C compiler by itself. So yeah, I suggest to use a Linux.